But is she not seen as box office poison now because of all of her antics?
It's kind of a...
I think it's fair to say that no one on the right side of America can stand the star of this movie.
Really, it's torturous at that point. It's one of the weakest parts of the movie.
And she also attacked Twitter and Elon and finished it all.
I just mean that it's no longer 1937, and we absolutely wrote a Snow White that is
not going to be saved by the prince.
She's a PR nightmare. I don't know how anyone would hire her.
Everything about Disney's Snow White reboot seemed to be set in stone, until a bombshell rocked the foundations of the film's production. Just when audiences thought they'd heard every piece of gossip surrounding the troubled project, rumors about a shocking recast have surfaced, with none other than Brett Cooper potentially replacing Rachel Zegler as the beloved princess. At first glance, this may sound like the latest Hollywood drama, but there's more to the story than meets the eye. Imagine a Disney production, one of the most iconic fairy tales ever told, a story passed down for generations, being reimagined for the modern world. What was meant to be a fresh take on the beloved classic quickly became a battleground of opinions, as fans, critics, and even the stars themselves were thrown into a whirlwind of controversy. Disney had set its sights on making the 1937 film relevant for today's audiences, but in doing so, it found itself grappling with a social media storm, casting decisions, and a growing list of drama that many felt overshadowed the film's promise.
She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be.
You can tell, a cisgender man, he can't be the savior here. You got to have Rachel Zegler front and center. So
right.
it's.
Let's rewind to the beginning, when Rachel Zegler, known for her role in West Side Story, was announced as Snow White. While some were thrilled at the prospect of a new interpretation of the princess, others were less than enthusiastic. Critics of her casting immediately pointed to the departure from the original Snow White's appearance and demeanor. After all, Snow White was traditionally portrayed as fair-skinned and blue-eyed, characteristics that Zegler did not fit. While some believed it was high time to diversify classic characters and update them for the modern age, others couldn't shake the feeling that Disney was more interested in appeasing critics than respecting the film's legacy. The first major backlash erupted when Zegler openly criticized the 1937 animated film, calling its love story creepy. This statement alone set off a firestorm of backlash from fans who held the original film dear. How could the actress chosen to star in a reimagining of one of Disney's most iconic movies express disdain for its storyline? Fans who had grown up with the classic, who revered Snow White's innocence and the magic of her world, felt deeply insulted by her comments. It was almost as if Zegler was dismissing everything that made the film so beloved in the first place. But the controversy didn't end there. Zegler's vocal political views added fuel to the fire. As if the original criticisms weren't enough, Zegler soon found herself embroiled in even more drama, particularly her outspoken support for certain political causes. One of the most talked about incidents was when Zegler's stance on the Israeli-Palestinian conflict reportedly caused tension with her co-star Gal Gadot, who is known for her pro-Israel stance. The public began to speculate that these political differences were causing friction on set, and many fans wondered whether Disney had bitten off more than it could chew with such a high-profile, controversial cast.
With Donald Trump. It's one of the reasons why she's not like the ideal choice for the lead role in Sweet Snow.
Yeah.
But the drama wasn't just about Zegler's personal views. Her behavior behind the scenes was also called into question. There were reports of tension with her co-stars, and rumors of behind-the-scenes arguments started to surface. Fans quickly noticed that Zegler had a habit of leaving out Gal Gadot from her public acknowledgments, which only fueled the fire of rumors that the two were clashing on set. In an industry where every move and word is scrutinized, such omissions were not taken lightly. Fans took to social media to voice their concerns, and the internet was flooded with speculation. Was Zegler difficult to work with? Was there more going on behind the scenes than we were being told? Meanwhile, Disney, known for its family-friendly image, found itself struggling to contain the PR nightmare. The company had hoped that the casting of Zegler, along with its modernized version of Snow White, would bring a fresh perspective to an old classic. Instead, they found themselves caught in a web of public relations disasters. The controversy surrounding the casting was just the tip of the iceberg, and soon enough, the whispers of a potential recast started to grow louder. Enter Brett Cooper, a rising star known for her association with the Daily Wire, a conservative media platform. If the rumors were true, Cooper could be stepping into Snow White's shoes, replacing Zegler as the iconic princess. This sudden shift sparked a flurry of debate on social media. How could Disney, a company that had long been associated with progressive values, turn to someone with such a strong connection to conservative commentary? The idea that Disney might be turning to someone like Brett Cooper to salvage the project was enough to send shockwaves through the entertainment world. Fans were divided. On one hand, there were those who saw Cooper as a breath of fresh air, an actress who hadn't been mired in controversy or public feuds. They believed that Disney needed someone who could bring a more traditional, less divisive energy to the role of Snow White, someone who could heal the wounds caused by Zegler's outspoken remarks. Cooper, with her relatively clean image and lack of baggage, seemed like the perfect candidate to reset the narrative. But not everyone was on board with the idea of Cooper stepping into the role. Critics argued that her association with conservative media could lead to a new set of controversies. After all, Disney had always prided itself on being inclusive and progressive, so how would casting someone with a clear political lean affect the film's reception? Would it alienate a significant portion of the audience? While some fans saw Cooper as the ideal replacement, others feared that her casting could open the door for even more backlash. The plot thickened when Megyn Kelly, the outspoken former Fox News anchor, weighed in on the situation. Known for her no-holds-barred commentary and her deep connections within the media industry, Kelly's involvement lent the recast rumors a new level of credibility. When Kelly confirmed the reports that Brett Cooper was being considered for the role, the internet went wild. If Kelly, someone with the inside scoop, was backing the rumor, then it had to be more than just idle speculation. But why would Disney be considering such a drastic move? The most logical explanation is that they were desperate to distance themselves from the mounting controversy surrounding Zegler. With the film's production already in turmoil, a recast could serve as a way for Disney to hit the reset button and regain control of the narrative. Zegler's tenure as Snow White had become a lightning rod for criticism, and it seemed like the only way to quell the growing unrest was to replace her with someone who could carry the film without adding more drama. Still, questions remained. Was this all just a carefully orchestrated publicity stunt by Disney, designed to gauge public reaction to the possibility of a recast? In Hollywood, nothing happens by accident, and it's entirely possible that Disney had leaked the news of a potential recast to Kelly as a trial balloon to see how fans would react. If the response was positive, it could give the studio the confidence to make an official announcement. But if the backlash was too strong, they might quietly drop the idea and move forward with Zegler. For now, it's all speculation. But one thing is clear. The drama surrounding Disney's Snow White reboot is far from over. Whether it's a recast, a behind-the-scenes clash, or a complete overhaul of the project, the saga is far from finished. As the days go by, the public remains on edge, waiting for the next twist in this ever-evolving story. Will Brett Cooper replace Rachel Zegler as Snow White, or is this just another case of Hollywood gossip? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure. This story is far from over. Keep your eyes peeled, because when the dust finally settles, we might just see a very different Snow White than we ever imagined.